Okay, so here we are, guys, at the workstation, and I'm about to get this figure open, and yeah, so let's have a look. Alrighty then, so here we have Commissioner Gordon out of the packaging, and as is always the case with action figures, we are going to consider three issues. We are going to look at the aesthetics, we're going to look at the accessories, and of course we are going to consider the overall age factor. So let's get right into it. Okay, so when we consider the aesthetics, we look at the overall look and appeal of the figure. So how does it look? How would it look in a display? That kind of thing. So this figure is in the 70th scale. It's in pretty nicely with the other ones. So overall, it has a nice look. Looks kind of like gritty, as you expect this particular version of the character as we see in the game. Overall, when we look at the body, let's see. So you can see, okay, so everything is sculpted plastic. There are no mixed media parts over here. He has articulation over here at the shoulders, over here at the elbows. It's a little bit stiff. Swivel arms, and it has that compound joint over there, that compound pivot as well. So the neck moves around side to side, up and down. Yes, up and down, round and round. That's demonically possessed, I guess. Yeah, it has that. He has a bit of a, well, a little bit of a torso swivel there. Not so much of a crunch. It's weird though, because you normally would see sort of like a torso crunch there, but no, none of that happened here. The waist does not swivel. Okay, so it bends at the hips. It's got a bit of a upper thigh swivel. I do not like that kind of joint. Not my favorite. Let's see, double jointed knees, though they don't work all that. Okay. So yeah, double jointed knees. Not really liking the way that looks over there, but it's fine. Let's see, so it does not have ankle pivot, but it does have a slight ankle swivel over there. Okay, cool. So as far as articulation is concerned, not bad at all. You know, it has quite a few points, but I don't like some of the design choices. Like I spoke about the thing with the knee over here. That's just weird. Right? So, but then again, I guess this is not exactly a high-end figure, so you wouldn't expect super realistic articulation. But one thing that does irritate me quite a bit is this issue of the hands. Now, if you look at the way his shoulders are done, I can understand that being, you know, one of the supporting characters is not exactly a superhero, so you wouldn't expect him to have like giant shoulders like Batman or any of the other characters. But the way they've done his shoulders over here, you sort of have him standing over here with the sort of like derp pose, you know, not my favorite. So his hands are always sort of like splayed out, like as in arms akimbo. So that's not great. I really do wish that his arms could go in slightly closer. I guess that maybe if you tried to pose him, you could probably get him, let's see, yeah, I think, okay, like that doesn't look too bad. That doesn't look too bad, but other than that, you know, if you just have to have him with his arms out, not great. Looks a bit like kind of like an orangutan, you know, if you can put it that way there. But I don't know, not too happy with that. So I guess like if you have to try and pose him like this and just keep him sort of straight out like that, it's not going to look great. But if you have to try and perhaps just angle him a little bit in your display, then it wouldn't be too bad. So aesthetically, overall, there are some dodgy design choices, but overall, it's pretty good. So for what it is, I'm quite happy with it aesthetically. In turn. So firstly, here's the hand. So it's just sort of like a basic hand, open palm. Yeah, so not a whole lot to get excited about over there. So that would swap out fairly easily, I would imagine. I should mention though, in the past I've had the experience where with DC collectible figures, these little pins over here, they tend to be somewhat fragile. So I would just kind of watch out for that one there if I were you, right? Okay, so the next accessory is, of course, the walkie-talkie. There we go. Yeah, so again, also not a whole lot going on over there, but a nice enough accessory to have, I suppose. And last but not least, his service pistol. So yeah, once again, fairly basic, fairly standard accessory, nothing too fancy. So yeah, no issues with that either. Okay, so here we have the figure completely assembled. So what I've done is I've gone on and popped in these accessories. So we've got the gun in there and we've got the walkie-talkie over there. The other hand, well, obviously you can't really do much with that right now, right? So that's just going to probably go into my little box with all my other accessories. And I think that when you display it like that. Okay, now the thing that I was saying about the arms, it doesn't look as bad when you do it like this. But for example, the second you start popping it out like this, actually, in retrospect, I take it back. This actually does look pretty badass. I gotta say, once you actually get him posed out like that, holding his accessories, this actually looks pretty nice. That stuff that I was saying about arms akimbo not looking cool, you just angle him just a wee bit like that. Let's just see, can I get him to stand? Yes, he stands pretty easily. No display base needed there. So let's just have a look over here again. Yeah, I stand corrected. This actually looks pretty damn good. I was wrong. Wow, that is not awkward at all. So yeah, here we go. So yeah, guys, that's the figure with the accessories. So let's talk about the age factor. Here basic. Okay, so the age factor is a generic tag that I've coined where I try to establish the degree to which this figure makes you go ish with excitement or ish with disappointments. So obviously when you go ish, then that's excitement, so you want to get it. When you go ish, yeah, not so much, a bit of a hit and miss. So this figure over here, at first glance it was a little bit of a I don't know. I mean, action figures are pretty expensive these days. So when you consider something like this, a supporting character, Commissioner Gordon, most people probably wouldn't go for it. But I'm something of a completionist, so I really did want to get this one for my set. So yeah, overall, not bad at all. As far as the display piece is concerned, it's pretty good. It poses pretty nicely. I would probably not keep him without his accessories because, as you can see, the whole is definitely better than the sum of its parts. So yeah, this figure over here, it's a decent figure. I do like the overall aesthetic. It is very aesthetically pleasing. It looks very, very good. Some of the execution details, a little bit hit and miss over there, but as I said, when you put it all together, when you assemble it nicely, then you start to realize that this is actually the quintessential Commissioner Gordon. So I don't think any Batman collector set would be complete without a version of Commissioner Gordon. So in that respect, I have no hesitation with recommending it. Couple things I would have done differently. I would probably just widen the shoulders just a little bit so his hands go down slightly. I would have oh, okay, it's loosened up a little bit now. So yeah, okay, so you can get slightly better posing over there. I would say the joint out of packaging, the joints are a little bit stiff. So I would reckon that if you were to perhaps pop it in some boiling water for a little while, that ought to loosen up the joints a little bit. So yeah, but overall, as a display piece, not bad at all. I have no hesitation with recommending it. So if you'd like to get one of these, I've popped some links in the description below for some of the stores where you can pick this up from. I was lucky to get this one at a sale through my friends at Project Mayhem, so thanks guys. Yeah, so overall, pretty happy with the figure. I don't have too many reservations with recommending it. I would think that if you are a bit on a budget, perhaps you could skip this figure and go for one of the main characters in the story like Batman or something like that. But if you are a completionist or if you're really just looking for a Commissioner Gordon action figure, then this one here is a pretty good one to get. It looks fantastic. And yeah, once you actually loosen it up a little bit, it poses very well as well. So as a display piece, pretty good. If you have kids and you're looking for, well, if you need something for them to play with, probably not this one, probably not this figure over here, but overall it's a pretty good figure, and it illustrates a pretty decent ish. So if you enjoyed this review, do the usual like, subscribe, share, do all of that stuff over there, and I will have more video reviews like this coming up soon. Thanks a lot for your time, and I will see you soon.